Hi Aquarius, it's Leonore. Welcome to Soul Searching Tarot. Today I'm going to be doing the Aquarius read. So for those who are new to my channel, I do integrate astrology with tarot card reading, and sometimes I like to talk about spiritual messages or spiritual talks, channel messages, whatever you want to call it. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of everything, okay? I'm not gonna lie. If you're cross watching for Aquarius, I would like for you to stay. It's only gonna take a few minutes before I start the read, but I really want to talk about the Aquarius energy along with the Capricorn energy that everyone's been talking about, that Saturn energy. Okay. Okay. So Aquas, I'm gonna be really hard on you because you could take it. You could take this talk. You could take the spiritual talk, and that's why I love you. Now it's also because I have a moon in Aquarius, but I will start the read like I said. So for those who are cross watching and want to skip the message, go right ahead. I don't know what to tell you. This affects all of us. This Aquarian Capricorn read. Sorry, this Aquarian Capricorn read. Yes, read. Because I don't know what's going to come out of these cards. They are general readings. They're not going to be love messages. So if you came here to see if you have a soulmate or a twin flame, I don't think this is a channel for you. Yeah, my bad. But it is a general read, so whatever comes out of the card comes out of the card, okay? But I really do invite everyone to sit and listen to the energies that are happening in the cosmos, okay? Let's start. All right, so now both these energies combined, the Aquarian energy and the Capricorn energy, folks, that's some shit. Listen, I may be cursing, I'm not gonna lie. I'm very passionate at this moment. And when I get passionate, I start cursing. Okay? My bad. All right. So these energies combined represents legacy. I want you to remember that word, legacy, because this is not only going to apply for Capricorn, because Capricorn does represent legacy, but Aquarian. The Aquarian energy represents the future, and both those energy represents legacy. So legacy, along with new structure, the breakdown of old foundations, and the reparations of those who have been wronged, are all going to apply to this Aquarian Capricorn energy. And this is going like, I'm talking about starting this year, next year, the year after that, the year after that. This is not just, even though I'm doing a February read for Aquarians, I just want to talk about the astrology part of it, okay? The astrology part of it is something that's going to affect the collectives starting ahora. That means now. All right. Now, what are the pros and cons? All right. So the pros of these energies, for starters, technology and currency and medicine will be convenient and innovative, so that's definitely a pro. As far as cons, you have no choice but to step out of your element physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And I'm going through this right now myself, folks. So I'm speaking out of experience. I am not an astrologer by no means. I study a lot of astrology, but it does not make me an astrologer. I do intuitively. Oh my God, I know I'm saying that wrong. Intuitively, do tap into energies. It's easy for me because I have the ability to do that. But I'm just going through this type of element, this getting out of my element thing myself. Yes, I'm a tarot card reader. Yes, I have the abilities of using my extrasensory, psychic, or clairsentient abilities, but I, I'm still attached to this earth, and that is not what Aquarius represents. Aquarius represents detachment. Aquarius represents humanitarian, but they also represent innovation. And so when you have these energies that are very galactic, and then on top of that you have these energies that is all about time and karma, combined with those two, they're very, Capricorn comes after, Aquarius is before Capricorn in the zodiac wheel. So Capricorn comes first and then Aquarius, right? And then Pisces is the last. So we're talking about the last three energies, the last three planets, the last three houses in the zodiac sign wheel or zodiac chart. That's some heavy shit. Neptune is a huge influence right now. Neptune is Pisces. Okay, but I'm not talking about Pisces today. I am talking about Aquarius and Capricorn. Now, needless to say, this is going to be an inconvenience to your inner self. My advice is to go for the ride. This is the future. What you find to be the truth since childhood is just preparing you for this year and beyond. And the harder it is for you to let go or detach your old beliefs and emotions, the more rites of passage you hold. Yeah, I'm gonna go deep, real deep. And Aquarius, I know you could handle this. I can't do that with all my other signs. I can't talk like this with all my other signs. I could tell them a little bit about the energies and what's going on in the sky, but not the sky, but the cosmos. But I'm gonna go way beyond with you guys. Because I know you're not listening to me. You're taking notes. And so, even though this is a long intro in astrology, a segment that I'm going through with you guys, and then I'll do the read. I really want you to get this through your head, because this is going to affect what comes out in the cards. Now, what are the rites of the passage? When people say rites of passage, what does that mean? God-given, to me, for me, in my opinion, it is God-given rites of passage. Sorry, let me repeat that. It is, you are God-given rites of passage to your extrasensory abilities. And not only that, you, the future Aquarians, are the messengers to our future generations. Yes, you are. So whatever you do, whatever Aquarian influence anyone does, if you know anything about the 11th house, it can be pretty dark and it could be light. It could be a little bit of both. And just like Pisces and just like Capricorn, mostly Pisces and Capricorn and an Aquarian than any other signs, in my opinion, the embracing of the dark and embracing of the light is represents all three of those houses, the 10th, 11th, and 12th house. The devil, the water bearer, the High Priestess. Now, I am going to leave the link to the insight and information. I did just do the insight and information for Aquarius over a month ago, around that time. I'm going to leave the link. I think if you want to know anything about the 11th house, I would suggest you click on it. Sometimes I make it fun. Sometimes I make it dark. So, you know, if you want to know anything about it, you know, I did get a few good views and comments on it, and I'm happy for it, because I wanted to make it lighthearted, but at the same time, I wanted my message to go through as far as what the Aquarian energy embodies. So if you want to know more about Aquarian energy, definitely contact me. Leave a comment, okay? And I will do that. Now, before I start the read, I want to talk a little bit about a movie, because you know I always like to talk about movies. I'm going to cross-reference Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's an old movie. It's a Steven Spielberg, I think, directed it, and it's definitely a George Lucas movie. If anyone knows George Lucas, he's a creator of Star Wars. I personally am a fan of probably the first 3 movies, I would say, of the Indiana Jones movies. I didn't get to see the last 2, if there was a last 2 or a last 1, I don't know. But I definitely loved the first 3, for sure. And Raiders of the Lost Ark is the very first Indiana Jones movie. Now, I did touch on Pandora's Box when I did the insight and information for Aquarius. I just touched on it. But Raiders of the Lost Ark is very similar to the Pandora's Box. The movie specifically is about the covenant, the Ark of the Covenant. Oh my God, why can I not think about it? The Lost Covenant. Basically, the Lost Covenant that these archaeologists are looking for. So Indiana Jones is a doctor, archaeologist, and then we have, you know, his competitors who are also looking for the Ark. Now, this Ark of the Covenant is where Moses put the 10 Commandments, right? These stones that were given from God to Moses to hand down to the people that he freed, right? So, needless to say, it's extremely significant to an astrologer. Yes, to an astrologer, I guess, but more to an archaeologist, right? At the end of the movie, and you could YouTube the clip. It's a pretty famous clip, actually. It's when they finally open the box, this golden box, where the 10 Commandments is supposed to be. And the guy that opens the box just finds dust, sand. Now, Indiana Jones and his colleague are tied up, you know. Unfortunately, the Germans got to it first, or whatever the case may be, but they're tied up. They can't do nothing about it except be a witness to the opening of the Ark of the Covenant, or Pandora's Box, like I like to say. Excuse me. When this box is open, now you think, you know, you're about to expect this miracle, this, I don't know, fountain of youth, this God. I don't know what they expected when they were gonna open this arc of the covenant. But this box, when it was opened, you know, at first it was like nothing. It was like, nothing's happening. Okay. So about a minute or so, these dark spirits start to circle the people around this covenant. And Indiana Jones says to his colleague to close her eyes. No matter what happens, do not open your eyes. And so she does just that, and so does Indiana Jones. Now everybody else is intrigued by this, what's about to happen. And so when they opened the covenant box, this beautiful ghostly angel appears to them. And right before they see this beautiful ghostly angel, this angel turns into a demon right in front of their faces. And not only does this angel turns into a demon, as soon as she turns into an angel, she turns right into a demon. The people that have their eyes open are looking at this vast, dark and light energy circling them. They start to melt, burn, explode, get electrified. You name it, they're dead. In the worst torturous way you could ever. I mean, imagine melting. Okay, I've seen a human being melted like wax. Like what you see here. It's a real cool clip. If you see the whole movie, the entire movie was amazing. I love Steven Spielberg. I don't really watch George Lucas's movies too much. I'm not really, you know, don't judge me. I'm not a Star Wars fan. Sorry. But I did love his Indiana Jones movies. Now, what's my point to all this? I'm going to go a little personal before I start the read. I know I said that like 10 minutes ago. But I'm going to go a little personal because this all goes back to what I said about the energies of Aquarian and Capricorn. I knew that I always had some type of abilities. I never embraced it. I was too busy partying, too busy being a mom, too busy living life. Leonore, partying is not life. Oh, sorry. I meant going to college and working. And so I did a little bit of everything is what I'm trying to say. But I never really embraced my rites of passage that were given to me by my ancestors. And so it's not only until when I got older, Mercury retrograde, when I got older, I realized when I had to like really dig inside myself and not have, you know, someone to be passionate about, or not be in a relationship where I had to, you know, care for the other person, basically be in toxic relationship, codependent relationship, you know, people that I had to care for. It's, you know, it's basically only when I had my downtime, my inner peace, where everything just shut down and I started being more inclusive, like just to myself, is only when I really started embracing my psychic abilities. I started watching tarot, and my friend bought like these tarot cards months later, and I didn't know I could read tarot. I never touched tarot cards in my life, and one day I touched these tarot cards, and all of a sudden I could read tarot cards. Literally, suddenly, out of nowhere, I am a tarot card reader. And then a few months after that, I opened my YouTube channel, realizing that I'm actually good at it. I thought people had to go to school for this. So, I don't know anything. How do I just touch tarot and automatically know how to read them? And like I said, I was looking at tarot card reading before that, but I was never really into it. I just knew here and there what this meant and what that meant, blah, blah, blah. But when I knew that I was good at it, I opened up a YouTube channel. This amazing woman I work with and a good friend of mine, supported me. And I said, okay, I'll open up a YouTube channel, and so I did. And little by little, I knew that I wanted to talk about astrology. I knew that I wanted to read tarot. I knew that I wanted to talk about the unknown. I have Mars in Scorpio, so yeah, it's all about the unknown with me. And so I did that. And here I am today, embracing these energies in 2020. Now, I know some of you out there have been feeling the same way I have, where something doesn't feel right inside of you. And when I say just roll with it, just roll with it. Embrace it. Embrace the dark. Embrace the light. Because when I embrace my abilities, it's only as I got older that I started embracing these psychic abilities. And I knew I always had them, but I never went full throttle with it. It's only when I started opening up Pandora's box. It's only when I started opening up, the Ark of the Covenant, that I saw these dark and light energies. And without dark, there is no light. And without light, there is no darkness. So I'm sorry, honeys. For those who thought dark and light energies were separate, no. They're one and the same. It cannot survive. One cannot survive without the other. That is a fact. That is a scientific fact. That's not my opinion. Not this time. Not this one. And so it makes sense. And so once I opened that box, just to close out my long intro, I am now embodying and unveiling beyond the third dimension. I am, through my third eye, feeling things that you cannot see with your naked eye. I am going into the fourth, fifth, and I'm working on the sixth dimension right now. Some people could call that some demonic shit. Like, that sounds very demonic. Call it what you call it. I don't care. But that is my God-given powers. And all of us, we all have it. And this is the time to embrace that energy. Go within yourself. Shut down the noise in your head. Meditate. Breathe. Look. When you meditate, you gotta look. Your third eye, which is right in between your forehead, has to look up at the ceiling. If you're outside, look at the sky. Don't put your head down, because that's where you get more power. I'm not a yogi. I would suggest you Google or you YouTube this and really learn how to meditate if you want to get into it. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Thanks, Aquarius, for listening to me. I know this is going to be a long video, whatever. Let's start your reading. In front of you, I do have the Wildwood Tarot, because I'm going to be reading from the Wildwood Tarot. Hi! I've read from the Wildwood Tarot before. Very interesting. This is, if you know anything about the forest, it could be pretty mystical. Yeah. And so, my Wildwood Tarot represents all about the mystical side of tarot, and what's in the forest. I also have my new Mythic Tarot, incorporated with my American Indian, my Native American Indian, I should say. Trying to see which one I should start. You know, I'm going to start with the Wildwood. Okay, I'll start with the Wildwood. All right, so I hope everyone is doing well. I'm sorry that if that was too long for some people. I'm not going to do insight and information anymore. I'm going to do more astrology because of the energies right now is something to really talk about. And people are walking around like zombies, not knowing what to do, yelling at other people, you know, just portraying like just bad energy, because they don't know what to do with themselves, you know? And so those who are shining their bright lights are getting the brunt of their anger. And those who have, you know, the light within them, you know, don't feed off of that. They're just mad they can't be like you right now. Okay? All right, so here we have the Three of Stones, which is Three of Pentacles. We have the Six of Swords. We have the Seven of Swords in the reverse. And we have the Six of Wands. All right, so my only reversal is my Seven of Swords. I'll show you the cards. I'm going to, what do you call that? Clarify. Bear with me. The Mercury retrograde has been like kicking my ass, even before it started. So yes, Three of Pentacles, Six of Swords. I love these images. I just love showing my images on my tarot cards. Seven of Swords. And it came out in the reverse, but I'm going to read the energy. Six of Wands. And at the bottom of the deck, I do see the Queen of Wands. Okay. All right, so you may know somebody with fire energy. I do see swords, so I do see air, fire, earth. All right, so right off the bat, what do I see? I do see people getting tired of some bullshit going on up in their life. That's for sure. Like you're walking away from just BS. You know what I mean? But I'm going to clarify it. All right, so let's start with the Three of Pentacles, which means creativity in this deck. This is so interesting. Okay, so got a card vomit here. All right, so my Three of Pentacles is clarified with the Six of Swords again. I'm gonna get one more card off of it. Okay. All right, so I have the Six of Swords with the Nine of Pentacles. All right, so let's see what's going on with you, my loves. You guys are really getting in tune with yourselves. I won't be surprised if some of you are like going back to school, or getting in touch with the occult, spirituality, higher learning. I wouldn't even be surprised if some of you want to go back. And I don't know, this could pertain to any religion. So Islam or Judaism, Christian. If you're trying to, I mean, I see the Nine of Pentacles, but I see him with this robe on. And I don't know why, but I see a priest, a rabbi, the Messiah. I was talking about the 10 Commandments. He totally reminds me of Moses. I don't know why. Mind you, the Nine of Pentacles means someone who's independent, single, ready to mingle at times, but not always. I just see a lot of like ground. Yeah, definitely someone here. I'm talking to a group. I'm gonna see if I could get another story from there too, but someone here, or a few of you here, are literally going back to basics. Wow. Going back to basics is something. Not, when I mean going back to basics, I'm not saying, I'm gonna go back to like high school. Going back to basics, let's go back to high school. Basically in that analogy, but more so like, I don't know if I mentioned this in the intro. When you detach yourself from things that you've known to be truth, your beliefs, for example, I'll give you a great example, my loves. I was raised as a Christian, Catholic to be specific. And I went to Catholic school for many years. I went to church. My mom made sure I did all my, my confirmations, my communion, my sacraments, basically, before she passed. And I recently got in tune with the Bible again. When I mean recently, I mean the last couple of years or so. I started reading from the Bible, loved reading the Bible. But something inside of me said, let go of that book and go within. No joke. I'm clairaudient, so I have no choice but to listen. You need to listen to your inner self. You need to let go and get back to basics. Pretend you just were born yesterday. You know how some people say, I wasn't born yesterday. Pretend you were. It's gonna ground you and realize that once you went back to basics, once you've grounded yourself mentally, not physically, but mentally, don't hold on to tangible objects, don't hold on to people, don't hold on to scriptures to make you who you are. It's only when you leave what you have known and go to a new beginning that you would end up being this Nine of Pentacles guy. If that makes sense to anyone. Now, I'm not saying everybody is going to become this man, you know, in the clergy, you know, has a clergy or whatever, but I believe that some of you are going to go, you know, even it could be as little as talking to your grandmother or grandfather for stories, you know, from back in their days. Or it could be as big as literally going, you know, back to college or changing religion or getting in tune with the cosmos. Okay, moving on. Let's clarify the Six of Swords again. Oh, that's funny. I didn't mean to get that deck, but since I did, might as well just keep it. That was not a coincidence. Knight of Pentacles. So Knight of Pentacles. This is my Knight of Pentacles. It came out in the reverse. Interesting. All right, let me clarify it with the cards I was supposed to clarify it with. Sorry about that. My Aquas. Let's get one more card. Okay. So I have Page of Swords with the Queen of Swords. Wow, I just keep seeing swords. Well, I mean, it does represent you, Aqua. You are an air sign. Not surprising. Okay. All right. So, of course, swords can represent also all air signs. So Libra, Gemini, and Aquarian energy. Okay. So you may have a lot of air in your chart, or you could just embody the energy, or you know, someone you know. Wow, I honestly, just looking at these two cards, folks, I might as well just be looking at just by looking at these two cards, I might as well just be looking at the Three of Swords. I'm not gonna lie. I don't read my infused decks in the reverse, but if I feel like they need to be read in the reverse, I will feel it. The other cards, when I see it in reverse, you know, it's in a reverse because I make sure they come out that way, reverse or upright. Just give me a moment. Wow, this is heavy. Wow, someone is gonna give up. Wow, Jesus, someone is gonna give up. It could be a relationship. It could be even their career, to start another career, or literally give up their employment. I don't know, their business. Someone here may work has a teacher, a lawyer, someone who uses their words a lot. So it could be someone in communication. However, it's not that, you know, obviously you got into your career or your business because you love talking, right? You express yourself, it's who you are, but for some reason I see you embodying this energy of wanting to talk. Oh my God. Wow. It's like you're setting a new foundation and leaving, like, oh my God. By the way, Aquarians, I meditate and channel or tap into my signs before a read. Now, ever since I stopped doing the insight and information, I tap really hard into the astrology part of it, and then I go into the read. I'm not gonna lie, when I tap into the energy and I start talking about it now, I really had not that I'm favoring you, Aquarians. I really did have a long intro with you as far as the astrology part of it, but this is the story I was talking about. This man, or this woman, just because you see a man or a woman in these cards does not mean that I'm specifically talking to a specific gender. It is gender free here in the tarot world. This man is leaving what he knows. I mean, again, I hate to repeat myself. I probably said this like 3 times. What he knows, what he's been through, his past, and it's all about the future. Like the future. When I tapped into your energy, it was a whole bunch of shit that I'm not even going to speak about, but I'm pretty sure I spoke a little bit about it when I said anything about the Pandora's box or the Ark. But the future, I remembered speaking about the future of our generation. Your God-given rights, or you are God's given rites of passage. This is what it totally reminds me of. This is what this card reminds me of. Thank you. That's deep. Okay. Let's move on to the Seven of Swords. Look, the Seven of Swords can be a deception card, you know. Somebody's lying, cheating, blah, 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 blah. Of course, I'm very unorthodox, and so I could read the card that way if I wanted to, but I don't. At least for the most part. Someone was in chains here. Not literally, I hope, but basically when I see this card, I see someone just being wrapped up in it could be wrapped up in a job, wrapped up even in their own lifestyle, you know, wrapped up in their own ideas. I just see a person. So when I look at this card, I see this woman in distress. Look at her. She's like with her hand on her forehead, like really like, oh, this is hard for me. It's insecurity. That's what the card is. But it came out in the reverse. And so I don't think this person is going to be chained anymore to someone. If it was someone, chained to their beliefs, chained to their job, chained to whatever. When I mean chain, I know, I'm sorry, I'm bilingual, and chained may sound like change right now, but I'm saying chained, like CHAINED. It's a good thing I'm a speller. To anything, bounded. Okay, that's a good word. Bounded to something. So you're no longer bounded to your insecurities. Bingo. All right, let's clarify that. Now, I don't know what your insecurity is. Everyone has some type of insecurity. I would definitely look at your moon sign. I haven't told people this in a while, but I'm just going to start telling people to look at their birth chart. Birth charts are very important. I do have a link in the description box. You may not be able to click on it, but astro.cafe astrology will be able to give you your birth chart, okay? So if you know the day you were born, where you were born, that'll help. Giving the time, that will help even more. But you definitely need to know your moon sign. Something about the moon sign, Aquarius, and whatever house that is telling you something. Because the moon does represent security and insecurity, thoughts, ideas, feelings. And so there's something about this card, that's I would really strongly suggest to find out where your moon placement is. Right now, the moon in the constellation, I want to say it's in Scorpio. I know we're going to have a new moon in Pisces at the end of the month. That I know for sure. All right, so definitely know your moon placement. Mine happens to be in Aquarius. I am a cusper, like a Aquarius, Pisces cusper in moon. Interesting. So if I had to say anything about my moon placement with this card and my insecurities, I would say emotions can be in the forefront. I mean, duh, it is the moon card. So anything that has to deal with anything that has to do with my 11th house or 12th house. If you don't know anything that represents the 11th house or anything that represents the 12th house, if your moon is in the 5th house, you know, anything that represents the 5th house, that is affecting your moon. So I would suggest you just look to see where your moon placement is, okay? That seems like it's going to affect you in the coming weeks or so, okay? I don't know where I just got that from. Okay. I have the Ten of Wands to clarify the Seven of Swords in the reverse. And the Queen of Cups. So now we have two queens. I'm sorry. Hello. So this is my Ten of Wands in my Native American card. Very different from your traditional Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands is usually something burdensome. They look like they're having a party though, right? There's nothing burdensome about that. Got fire all around them. I mean, Ten of Wands is a fire sign. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, if that means anything to you. With the Queen of Cups. I don't know, the two queens. Ooh. I know I feel a heavy Queen of Swords energy. So I don't know if you have a love life, my Aquas. If you do, I feel like it's burdening you at the moment. I look at her face, for crying out loud. Do you not have someone that loves you? Like, what is that face all about? Fix it. I don't know. I just came out with the Ten of Wands, so I just feel like it's telling me it's not maybe conducive. You know, people change, okay? People change. You could have been with your partner for quite some time, you know, be married to this, you know, spouse of yours, you know, you may have been with a lover for quite some time, or you are with a lover, a committed relationship, you know, you have a family together, whatever it is, you know, unfortunately, there's some of us that want to move on to bigger and better things. And that could be, you know, in the outside world, that could be something that helps our inner self. But if that person is not supporting us, if that person that you're with is not giving us some type of guidance, help, love, you know, instead of bringing you down and not supporting, I mean, that's the only word that I could come up, not supporting your new way of life, and your new way of life hopefully is conducive to both of you. You know, just because somebody wants self-development doesn't mean that you have to end a relationship at all. Like, that doesn't mean that at all. But I just feel like someone in your and this could be a family member. It doesn't have to be a lover. It doesn't have to be a spouse, but it could also be a family member, either your father, your mother, somebody that you know you're very close to, obviously. You may not be, you know, like they don't get what you're doing is the only way I could say it. It's like, what do you mean you want to go back to college? And what do you mean you want to, you know, be a yogi? You know, what do you mean you want to leave this, you know, religion? What do you mean you want to leave this covenant? And go with the pagans. Sorry, my bad. You know, I think that's what it means to me. Okay, let's I just want to see what the outcome is. Yeah, well, at the bottom of the deck I do see the Four of Pentacles. Somebody does not want to let go of their old ways or embrace your new ideas and thoughts, or lifestyle, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what, I kind of clarified it already, just because I saw it at the bottom of the deck, but yeah, this could be very heartbreaking to someone. They just feel ignored, you know what I mean? They may take it as you're not giving them the attention that you used to, you know what I mean? Some people are like that. You know, maybe you should check your partner's moon sign or your family member's moon sign and see why they're so insecure. But let's just clarify with one more card. Sorry, one more card, because you know I'm all about curiosity. I'm not taking all that spirit. Sorry. Okay, thank you. Wow. You know, one day I'm just gonna stop reading the cards. The Hermit. The Hermit came out. This is all about introspection. The Hermit is a major arcana. It's the only major arcana that you have out here so far. And it's all about leaving the world behind, the world that you know behind. Maybe it's just too chaotic. You know, maybe you couldn't deal with, you know, wow. Something tells me, I don't know if Leos should be listening to this. I don't know why. Somebody with Leo placement should be listening to this. Leo is the 1-7 to the Aquarian. The 11th house, basically the 5th and 11th house. It's a polar opposite of each other. So, but this is a Virgo card. This is the Hermit is a Virgo card. So somebody could be a Leo Virgo cusp somewhere in their chart, or you may know somebody like that. But moving on. Yes, this old man, this old wise man, decides to leave the population and go within himself and really get to know thyself. That's all that I was talking about earlier. This is the energy that's going on, folks. That's why I call it a general reading, because I don't really, it's not that I don't read about love. If love cards come out and relationship comes out, they do come out. But sometimes, you know, it's not like my intentions are set to finding, you know, the love reading, you know, unless I'm doing a personal. If you guys want a personal reading about love, that's a different story. Email me. I will give you a personal reading. But otherwise, I do just, you know, it's whatever the cards come out. This is the energy. The energy is this Hermit card. Between this card, the Six of Swords, this card, the Queen of Swords, and this card, the Hermit card, that's the energy that's being embodied right now as collectives. Okay? With the Eight of Wands. So somebody is not really staying behind, and nobody's staying behind. They're like, you know, whoever wants to improve themselves for the better, whether that's, you know, whatever that is. I don't know what that is to you, okay? You know your story more than I do, but they're not wasting time. They already made up their mind. Okay? Yeah, so if you're cross-watching for an Aquarius and you're trying to figure out what the heck is wrong with them, besides their usual quirky selves. Yeah, this is why. And the Seven of Pentacles coming out again. Okay. All right. So, so the last card that came out is the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is victory. Okay. In my Wildwood Tarot, it's abundance. Six of Wands is a Leo card. It's interesting because I did mention Leo. Oh my God, you're kidding me. So the Six of Wands is, this is crazy. The Six of Wands is clarified with the Six of Wands. Yeah. I've had crazy readings in the last few days. It's insane. Yeah, that's kind of like Spirit saying, bitch, I said the Six of Wands. So if you didn't get it the first time, let me give it to you again. The Six of Wands. That happened to me with the Devil card. Like, I don't remember who it was. I think it was Virgo. Yeah, Virgo. The Virgo card. The Devil came out twice, and I just, you know, was talking about the Capricorn energy, but whatever. Anyway, moving on. Leo. Somebody has to know Leo here. You may have a moon in Leo, because I was talking about the moon. I do sense victory for you folks. Listen, whatever it is that you're planning to do and planting that seed, because I have Seven of Pentacles. This card was showing to me again. It was at the bottom of the deck the first time, and now it came out. And I shuffled. It's planting a seed and watching it grow. You see how this woman is giving this pentacle, and she's like, it's almost like, here, put it in your collection, because you know, it's either she's either giving something of herself to become, you know, bigger and better, or she is taking one of the pentacles and trying to become bigger and better. It's like either she's giving or taking away. Either way, she's trying to improve her lifestyle, improve herself mentally, and this could be a job, because it's Pentacles, so anything in finance. It could be about saving money. So all of a sudden, you know how to budget. Like, you know what? 2020 is all about budgeting. So it could be that. It also could be I'm looking for a new career, new job, or just looking for a job. But whatever it is, you're going to sense, I feel like you already sense it, but you're going to sense victory, okay? Because it's all about the power of the mind, my loves. You're going to sense that victory, and guess what? You're going to get it. So do not sit around moping, being lazy, saying the world is against me. No. Saturn is trying to teach us a lesson. And that lesson is called spiritual growth. And then at the bottom of the deck, I have the Four of Swords. Remember how I was telling you, learn how to meditate? This is what you call meditation. Not with swords in front of you, obviously. But, yeah, going within, shutting down that noise, including your own noise. It doesn't have to be outside noises. The noise is in your head. I also have the Hierophant. I see the Hierophant. That's a Taurus energy. Again, I mean, this is the priest. Hierophant is the priest. Higher learning. Going within. All right. I hope that helped. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked the video. I would like for it to circulate, just because the message was powerful. subscribe if you haven't done so. Love you, Aquas. Bye.